Hello guys, welcome to what is game number 1. I accidentally casted game number 2 first because the replays were ordered, I guess, in the wrong way. But still, this is all going to be a fun game. We're going to go ahead and just enjoy. We're going to be watching Grubby, the very cool Protoss player at the top with the green color, going up against SlayerSGolden, who is playing under the name of Bitter Cold for this little series. So we're going to have a nice best of 3 between these two players. Right now we're playing on MLG's Shattered Temple. This is going to be a very fun game. Just something for you guys on YouTube. I want actually a little bit of feedback. I'm gonna ask you for that. As you can see, I made it so you can see this bottom row and this middle left thing. So if you want to go ahead and just give me feedback whether you like that or not, if I should just fill up that whole area, I'm kind of curious about that. This is something I just did recently, so please feel free to give me critique on that. I think it's cool because you get to see what like what spells and everything are available for the players. But I would definitely like a little bit of feedback. So now, Bitter Cold, SlayerSGolden, is definitely a very cool person. I've cast him before. He was in the TL Open. He did some crazy roach multitask. Some of the best multitask, multi-pronged harassment, attacking, everything that I've really seen in a very long time out of a lot of players. So I'm always curious to see what he's going to be doing. His opponent, Grubby, is one of the most famous Warcraft 3 players out there with a very rich history. Casted for GOM, for Warcraft 3 as well. Cool things all along those lines. BlizzCon, I think he probably casted or competed in that. All of those things. What WCGs, everything. Been out there for years and years and years, and is a great personality for esports in general. Seems like one of the most nice people I've really could possibly see. So now, with me, after my bad speaking, I'm very tired right now. It's 4 in the morning, but I'm just having fun, relaxing, taking a look at some StarCraft games. Right now, Golden's going to have, basically his metabolic boost started a little bit after his pool. I think, unless it was actually a true blue speedling opener, it's going to be really, really close. I think the pool might be done a little bit before the 100 gas. Am I right? Yeah, I'm technically right, but it was basically a real speedling opener, as opposed to the other game where he goes for the speed a little bit after the pool, which is fine. Let's see what Grubby's going to be doing. He's got the good wall up to defend against the 6 pool, where you've got scout a 6 pool, you can build a forge, you get your subnetics core there, or you get some core here, then you put the pylon there, and you got your cannon down here to defend, and there's no amount of lings that will ever be able to break that front, which is always fun when that happens. At least there's some really cool situations where you can go ahead and get just a very, very fast +1 attack, do a 4-gate, just play normally after that because you don't lose any workers, and he's behind with 6 pool, but that's not going to be the situation that we're in, because right now Golden is just happily content to work on his macro, get up his hatchery at his expansion, and just play normally. Grubby right now is just getting a sentry out next. He's going to be able to possibly take out, almost gets to take out the Ling, not quite though. So Grubby is just continuing to play normally. I'm waiting for him to use his Chrono Boost on something. That's always, there we go, it's on the Warp Gate. So we're going to go ahead and see what Grubby is going to continue to do, whether it's going to go 3-gate expand, 1-gate expand, or maybe even go for a Stargate opener off of that one base. Few people really do that nowadays, but it's still a very viable opener. I know Atero has used it to much success in his road to rank 1 Grandmaster. But right now Grubby looks like he's going to be doing a 3-gate expand. He's thrown down those 2 gates in his main. I highly doubt that that Ling was able to see that. Yeah, the Ling did not see that. It was actually closer than I thought it would be. But still, it did not see that. Now you have sentries going down, but the thing is, there is actually another Ling back here that can watch the timing of that Expo. If this Ling doesn't see an Expo at 6 minutes, it's going to know something is up from Grubby. But right now, Grubby is sending down that... Never mind, he's not sending down that probe, but he will now, maybe? Yeah, looks like he will be now, so you can go ahead and get that Nexus around 6 minutes on the dot, which is exactly where you need to do it. You can see him actually targeting down the supply depot instead of the Ling, but he's got to get that Nexus up. It's going to be a little bit late. There we go, and this Ling does actually see it, which is good. So now, so Golden knows what's going on, which is good. And looking around over here with the Roach Warren that's going down, which is perfectly normal. You can see a little bit of aggression from that Roach Warren, because if Golden wants to be aggressive in the face of this, he can easily push in with a bunch of just roaches, even without speed. Lings push in, reinforce the lings, attack that way if he really wants to. Grubby, though, is getting his force. He'll be able to get a cannons out, just make sure that he doesn't lose to any kind of burrowed roach. Because that's definitely a vulnerability to Grubby. I mean, Grubby doesn't really go for Colossi or anything normally in his gameplay, so he can easily get metagamed by having a late robo and go ahead and do some tunneling claws play with your roaches. But looking at Grubby, he's actually going to go for a Stargate this game. So he easily go for Phoenixes, something along those lines. But we're going to see that these Lings are going to possibly get into the base. Unless Grubby can... Yeah, Grubby actually does warp in his Zealot. So that one probe is probably going to fall, maybe. But Grubby does hold position. This probe should be saved. Yes, it's going to be saved. Cannon's getting targeted down. Actually, wow, it gets just straight up killed. Grubby's going to end up losing that cannon. He's pushing forward with all these units. So he's got to be very, very careful. And now he's going to go ahead and push in over here and attack. But right now, Mr. SlayerSGolden is going to lose that front to creep to him, which is always known. He need to spend more energy to get that. But there's that force field on that ram. No lings or roaches are getting down there. But it seems that Grubby doesn't want to engage. I guess it's that presence of that spine crawler that's enough to really push him back. He really can't win in the face of that, and he wants to play it safe and make sure that he doesn't just lose outright. But there we have this one Ling on hold position. It's going to go ahead and now just die to some laser blast to its face. Perfectly standard there. But actually, Void Ray for Grubby. Moving out with the Phoenix follow-up after this. This Overseer could actually theoretically see that, but I will not. It'll move in. It'll see the Stargate, but it's actually going to see a Phoenix only pushing forward. He might not prep for the Void Rays because he sees Phoenixes only. But then we actually have a hidden probe moving along the right. We have a proxy piling thrown down forward. It's going to push forward, try and be aggressive. Hydra Den is going down though, so Golden's definitely going to play it safe at the least. But he will be losing this Overseer, and actually there's a Changeling. Grubby's going to target down with a probe, and that's not going to be staying alive for much longer. Now we see more Phoenixes pushing forward, and they're going to go ahead and do some nice death dealing. Now this hatchery is going to be very vulnerable. That's going to be forced to cancel. The Hydra Den has completed, but no groove spines. Now having two Hydras on the way, but this doesn't even get cancelled. It's very uncharacteristic of Golden to let that happen, but Grubby could target down this Overlord pretty easily. Looks like that will be falling. Golden's getting more Hydras out, but this high Queen count is going to be very helpful in dealing with the Void Ray and those Phoenixes. There we see the charge being lost on that, but we're going to see it. Oh, actually targeting down the Creep Tumors. It does get one of them. That's a nice pickoff. You can see that Grubby is now taking down those rocks. Could easily go for his third without too much difficulty. Lings are pushing forward. Grubby is not microwing this Zealot at all, but he still will get 3 kills. So good, little bit for that Zealot. Not quite paying for itself. If he killed 4 Lings, then maybe. But now we're going to see that the Zealot will be avenged, and the Stalkers will take out those Lings. Now we're going to have these couple of Phoenixes. They can easily just push forward, take out a couple of those drones, but go ahead, target the Phoenix instead, and then go for this Overlord, it looks like. But they gotta be careful because those Hydras are down there, going to push forward, try and defend down there. Grubby's now attacking both areas, except he's pulling back with the ground army, pushing forward with the Phoenixes and the air armies. Got to be careful though. This rallied Phoenix is on top of the Void, which means it moves slowly and will be vulnerable to those Hydras. But the third has been replaced by Golden. Smart move there. But right now Grubby is pushing forward. He's got his now attack upgrades researching. That's his +2 that's going down. And he's got more gateways along the way. Still no third though, which is kind of interesting. I feel like he's safe, in a very, very safe position. Could easily get away with getting that third base up without too much difficulty. I mean, right now Golden is up at 65 drones to Grubby's 52 probes. Grubby's pretty low in the money, which is good. He's definitely spending his money well. But it looks like he wants to actually push in with these units, take down these rocks, and push forward. The thing is, though, this Roach is going to see all of that. So if Golden is taking a look at his... Golden doesn't seem to be looking at that spot on the mini map. He's not checking that Roach. He's just darting forward, having fun, hitting buttons. He's pushing forward over here, but there we go, now he sees it. We just saw his camera switch over there, so now he's going to lose this Roach, and we're going to see that it's going to be able to bust up the front. Roach Hydra, small Roach Hydra force. Force fields could really, really decimate that army if Grubby gets them off. There we go. 3 nice force fields, going to go ahead and lock in at least 2 Hydras. This third one does actually manage to escape. Spineclaw is going down there. This Overseer is looking to die. Grubby will be able to kill that. Yep, there, goodbye there. But it sees that there are no observers, and that's a pretty big deal. We see Burrow is about to complete, and that could be pivotal in defending this attack from Grubby. But Grubby does have the proxy pylon that was over here. Looks like he built another one, but that probe is pretty idle. He's actually had two idle probes, one over here, but he can't quite get that base yet. You can see him pushing forward. Their Phoenixes are going to be a nice help in dealing with those hives. You can see a couple forces being thrown down, more units being locked in. Grubby probably needs the forces down there, but we have a lot of drones being pulled, actually, as all these units are bringing themselves down here to try and deal with everything. But there's some great forces from Grubby. All those drones are really vulnerable. They do burrow. They reveal the burrow. All these overlords are actually really vulnerable too. We see the force fields pretty much never ending right now. Grubby locking a good portion of those units away from everything else. But now we've got an observer in the field. We just saw some burrow units getting killed. That's going to be a pretty nice job. Grubby is now ahead in the food count. Just continuing to decimate this army. Rallied Roach is going to go ahead and die. We have another force field being thrown down. More force fields actually. And these, I kind of want these these overlords to be targeted to supply Black Golden even more than he already is, and to prevent anything from being made. Grubby has actually now got, he actually has got Blink in the midst of all of that. He's actually expanding over here in the middle left of the map, but this is going to be actually looking pretty bad for Golden and how this game is progressing. You can see the supply block on these overlords. They're all actually on scan move or whatever it's called for that, and there's GG, well played from Golden, and that's going to be the end of this game. So with that taking place, we're going to go ahead and move on to game number 2, which I've unfortunately seen, but you guys have not, so no spoilers are going to be happening. Go ahead, enjoy game number 2, and I'm just going to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my very relaxed cast. Thank you.